Hi there, Richard Matharoo here. So as an entrepreneur, you want to get the best out of yourself for your day and your business, right? And a huge way you can do that is by beginning the day in the right way. So I have a proven, tried and tested, productive morning routine for you, and I'll teach it for you after this quick break. Back in a second. Okay, so you want to be active throughout the day as an entrepreneur, not reactive. Think about all the hats you wear when you're building a business, right? You got social media manager, you got accountant, you've got content creator, closer, sales professional, product creator, like everything, right? You get pulled all over the place. And often because there's a little lack of structure in the morning, we can react to all these things. Like maybe I shouldn't be building this way. Maybe I should do that. Oh, I've got to call this person. Oh, an email just come in. And it's very difficult to stay focused and aware of our actions that are most productive for our business results. So I found a way you can really increase your chances of doing great in your business is by having a morning routine. I want to share mine with you right now. So step number one, you kind of want to push the reset button. You just want to bring yourself right back down to a clear and focused state. And I find a way that you can do that is simply by taking 10 breaths. You count 1 in, 2 out, 3 in, 4 out. And while you're breathing in, I want you to imagine kind of filling your lungs with oxygen, with air, feeling kind of like really like, oh yeah, like fresh air, and then breathing out any stress. Breathing out any stress. Now, this isn't going to work miracles, but what it is going to do is whatever's busy on in your mind, it kind of helps you to clear that out. And it actually helps you to kind of do this. I had some issues with anxiety a few years ago, and I used this to kind of just give my mind a break sometimes. It's quite useful if you're in a stressful situation. So that's step number one, take those 10 breaths, okay? Step number two, I encourage you to have 3 to 5 affirmations. These are statements that you say to yourself out loud if possible, or you can record them and listen to them in the car if you're kind of busy in the morning. But somewhere where you think about the areas you really want to improve and you say them to yourself. So let's say you lack confidence. You would want to say, I am the most confident person in the world. I am the most confident person in the world. Say that 2 or 3 times to yourself. Now again, I'm not stupid, you're not stupid. I don't expect you just saying that to suddenly make it true. But you know how that works if you kind of want the science of it? We know through scientific study that your brain, each of our brains, it looks to make sense of the language that we use. What we tell it internally, especially what we speak, it doesn't want to be confused. It wants things to make sense, right? So it looks for ways to reaffirm what it is that you've just said. So if you say, I'm the most confident person in the world, you'd be surprised how your brain goes to work and says, okay, well, where are examples of that? Where can I find actual proof of that? And things you would often have overlooked, now all of a sudden you notice. Have you ever noticed how when you've got something on your mind, you see or hear about that thing a lot more? Like, I remember when my wife was pregnant, I was like seeing pregnant women everywhere. I was like, where did all these pregnant people come from? When I'm researching a new car and I'm going to change my car, I see that same, I'm like, I never thought this many people had this car. You must have experienced the same kind of thing, right? You hear about a movie, now you see advertising for it all over the place. So that's what we're putting to work here. We're putting the subconscious part of your brain, the most powerful part, to actual work to make the things you want happen in your life and in your business, to make them more likely of becoming true. You've got to take action on this, but anything we can tip in our favor for the sake of saying a few words is worth doing, right? So you've had the breaths and you've said your affirmations. Now what I prefer to do in the morning is to visualize. Okay, I have a certain number of images just behind you there, and if you're kind of in a place of work like an office, you can take a picture of this. You don't have to kind of have it displayed if you're more personal, but if you work from home, you can easily do this. You want to have a few things that you really want to improve in and you really want to achieve. So I have a particular property that we're going to buy. I have a particular trip that we're going to take. I have a particular target in my business. I have a picture of me when I was in the best shape of my life because physical fitness is important to me. So I have all these things that I look at and remind myself of every day. And you want to kind of visualize yourself in that situation. Visualize yourself being on that vacation. What would it feel like? I remember when I did this to to buy my first kind of like nice car, I used to visualize myself sat in the car holding the steering wheel. What would it smell like? What would the people in the back, my family, how proud would they look? How would I feel? Just for 2 or 3 minutes, it really does help you kind of feel more just like energized and confident about your day. Like if you can feel where you're heading to, it makes whatever crap you're dealing with right now a little bit more worth it, right? A little bit more palatable. So I suggest that visualization as a key part of your morning routine. Then I advise you, number 4, to write your goals down. So we've taken the breaths, we've done the affirmations, we've visualized. Now I would write down your main goal, just write it down. Like, again, I don't know how this works in its entirety, but when you put something in pen and paper, like there's a reason people get you to sign contracts when they could easily forge it. There's a reason people get you to write down things, and there's a reason why we view something in the written word much more powerful than something just online, because it means something. People used to scribe way back, you know, however many years ago you want to go, people used to communicate through scribing and writing, and there's something awakens in our brain, I personally believe, when you write something down as opposed to just think about it. It makes it more real, more, it's physically tangible, right? So just write down your goal. It's kind of like setting the sat nav in the morning. You want that destination clear in your mind, and when you write that goal down, it moves you towards that and really allows you to kind of take those active steps in the day ahead. The final thing that I would recommend that you do, in fact, I would recommend you do this in an evening, but if it suits you more in the morning, you may want to make this part of your morning routine, and that's to have an action plan for the day ahead. Okay, I have a little Excel spreadsheet. It has the hours of the day. It has the activities that I'm going to do in those hours of the day. And I do that the night before. But I review this in the morning routine, or maybe you want to do this in the morning, whatever works for you. It's so important that you don't allow the day to run you. You run the day. And having a clear plan with timed increments of what you're going to do really will help you accomplish as productive a day as possible that you could possibly have. Think about this. If you look at that ultimate goal and you look at that vision that you've got and the affirmations and all these things that are reminding you of what you're trying to achieve, now all of a sudden you're thinking, well, okay, how do I make this happen? Well, perhaps I need to create a website. Perhaps I need to make some phone calls. Perhaps I need to go out there and do some research or purchase a course or go and watch a webinar, whatever it may be. You can now take those activities that this first part of the routine has kind of brought to the surface, and you can allocate them to physical timed slots of the day. It's going to hold you accountable. It's going to stop you being reactive like we spoke about at the beginning, and it's going to energize you to say, you know what, at the end of each day, I gave it a really good shot there. I did my best work because I was organized, energized, and really from the second that I woke up, I knew what I was supposed to be doing. So that's my morning routine. I hope it's helped you in some way. We take the breaths, we do the affirmations, we visualize, we write down that goal, and then we review the day ahead hour by hour so we know exactly what we're supposed to be doing. You do that, it's going to put you ahead of so many entrepreneurs in the world right now. I mean, your level of productivity over time, that extra 10 or 20% that this will give you, imagine what this could do for you in a month, a quarter, 6 months, a year. It's humongous. Like we took our business from nowhere to 6 figures with this type of approach. You marry this up to having a good product and positioning yourself with the right information, the right tactics, and you'll do very, very well. It's just a matter of time. It has to happen. And speaking about the right information, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a business owner, and you want some assistance in building that business, you can go to richardmatharoo.com and you'll see there are a couple of different tabs. I'm a network marketer or I'm a small business owner. Click on the one that's most appropriate to you and I'll give you a free webinar. If it's still live, there'll be a free webinar that will walk you through how to generate interest in your business, convert that interest to actual sales, and then be able to scale up and grow your business from there. So far, that information has been responsible for over an additional £1 million worth of sales for business owners around the world. It's tried, tested, and proven. My gift to you, as well as this video. So go create a day in a life that counts. Always have more desires than excuses. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, stick it a like. Give me a comment if you have additional questions. I'm happy to help. And I'll catch up with you really soon. Bye for now.